Rest in peace to 44-year-old Frank Mazziato, y'all. Now, he was from North Carolina, okay? This is his mom. Poor mom. Prayers out to the family. Y'all, please don't fall for these romance scams. This is what the mom think it was. Frank met this lady that lived in Mexico off of the Clubhouse app. Fell in love, lost his mind, divorced his wife of 11 years, sold his business, and moved to Mexico. This is his brother. He's also brokenhearted because the new wife in Mexico called them and said that he had unalived himself. And they're like, no way. And the mom begged him not to go. She said it felt like it was a scam. The wife cremated his body. And then they couldn't even go to Mexico because the American the consulate or whatever, embassy, they said it's so dangerous. Do not go there. It's a very dangerous part of Mexico for Americans. Y'all, please be careful. 90 Day Fiancé is a reality show. It ain't real life.
I told him, I said, Frankie, I have a bad feeling about this. I said, I don't think you should do this. I think you should give yourself time to decide what to do. And he said, well, she keeps telling me how much she loves me and how much she can't live without me.
He's my brother. I helped raise him.
Frank's brother, Michael Godfrey, says he believes his brother went to Mexico for love.
He was looking for somebody to love him. He went down there for love, and he ended up being killed.
As the family tried to make plans to go to Mexico to bury him, the U.S. Embassy urged them not to come.
It was just way too dangerous for Americans to come there now because a lot of Americans were missing at this point.
The U.S. State Department classifies the area where Frank died as a do-not-travel-to place, citing crime and kidnapping risks.
I would have went there if I could have, but they told us not to.
Not only could the family not go to Mexico, they learned Frank's body had already been cremated, despite a law that should have prevented exactly that.
It's just something that I feel like I've been in a nightmare. I just can't believe it.
The details of Frank's death continue to prove difficult to track down. The U.S. consulate in Matamoros reports the prosecutor's office in Mexico concluded his death was a suicide. They cite findings of chemicals on his right hand showing it had been used to discharge a firearm and an entrance wound on the right side of his head. However, the consular report of death abroad lists Frank's death as an accidental or violent death.
I mean, it was horrible to try to look at those pictures that I saw of him, but the way the blood splatters and all that, there's no way he killed himself. That was the hardest thing I've ever done, is look at my son like that.
I think he was led to believe something that wasn't really true to the heart.
While the mystery into how he died may never be solved, the family believes Frank is the victim of a romance scam. They hope Frank's story is a reminder to be cautious of who you meet online. It's a type of scam that the U.S. State Department told me is prevalent in Mexico. If you do decide to travel to meet someone online, Eva Velasquez of the Identity Theft Resource Center says it's best to approach it as if you're meeting a stranger.
I think what people think is, oh, I know someone who lives there, therefore I don't have to look at all that. The only person that can save you is you, and the only person that can protect you from them is you.
Luis hopes other parents will remind their kids about who they can trust.
Just love your kids as much as you can and try to stay off the internet meeting people, because you don't know what they are and what they've done.
The State Department spokesman tells me financial scams are just as prevalent as romance scams in Mexico, often initiated through online postings or unsolicited emails. In addition to romance scams and financial scams, the State Department wants you to be on the lookout for a few other schemes, including money transfers, lucrative sales, grandparent and